Malika, thank you. Welcome, everyone, to Dallas, Texas. Like a lot of cities across the country dealing with some winter blasts. But tonight at the American Airlines Center, it's rivalry week, a rematch of last year's Western Conference Finals, Mavs and T-Wolves. Both teams, though, struggling right now. As we welcome you to NBA Courtside, presented by DoorDash. Currently Dallas 7th in the West, but they're 1-4 in their last 5 games, trying to survive with Doncic missing his 14th consecutive game tonight. Minnesota 9th in the West, 2-4 in their last 6 games, trying to get back to last year's level when they made it to the conference finals. And good evening, everyone, with Jay Billis, Mike Breen-Onhan, George Sedano with us as well.
And here we go. Western Conference Finals. Doncic has the ball for the lead. Got it! Got it! What a shot! Oh! Edwards!
Are you kidding me right now?
The Dallas Mavericks, Western Conference champions, 4-1.
NBA Courtside on ESPN is presented by Dash Pass, your door to all things basketball. Welcome back to NBA Courtside, presented by DoorDash.
You know, confidence up. Guys like P.J. Washington is still there with his confidence high. They'll be fine, be able to compete with OKC.
Timberwolves, Dallas Mavericks coming up after this.
Wednesday night in Dallas, Texas, as we kick off our NBA doubleheader, starting with the Mavericks and the Timberwolves. Late arriving crowd as we look at our NBA Wednesday presented by State Farm. A little earlier start and crowd filing in. They had a huge car accident, actually a truck accident on one of the local roads, and people got tied up, so late arriving, but the crowd expected to fill in. Was the third and final regular season meeting between these two teams. Our starting lineups are brought to you by T-Mobile. Starting 5 for Chris Finch and the Timberwolves, a good veteran starting 5. They've only had 3 different starting lineups all season, one of the lowest in the NBA. Meanwhile, for Dallas, with all the injuries, they've had 21 different starting lineups. Quentin Grimes starting, of course, with no Luka Doncic. And Olivier Maxence Prosper getting his first start of the season, his second career start. Jason Kidd is really shorthanded. Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves will try and overcome. Kyrie Irving's got a lot of work to do here tonight, Jay. Take a timeout. Some rough shooting early on. The teams are combined 4 for 17, but Kyrie Irving showing some flash. All tied at 8 here in the first quarter in Dallas.
The NBA on ESPN is presented all season long by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Some big numbers, including minutes. Timeout, Chris Finch, under 3 to play here in the first 2-point game. NBA returns to Paris, 2 games this week. I'll have the second matchup on ESPN. Spurs and Pacers are game Saturday at noon on ESPN. Pacers taking pictures of the Eiffel Tower. What a thrill for them to get out there. Does not get it off in time. Good effort, almost went in, would not have counted. And the first quarter ends on an 11-0 run by the Mavericks. P.J. Washington, 5 early points. Good balance scoring. And after 1, good defense too from Dallas. They're up 5. There. 9 points from McDaniels. Well, they don't play with the fastest pace in the NBA, but trying to get it going here in Dallas. Second game of our doubleheader. Warriors and Kings, Steph Curry, the Aaron Fox. As the rivalry week continues, Sacramento under Doug Christie have turned it around nicely. And Steph Curry and the Warriors trying to get back. Gets the bucket. Just under 5.5 remaining in the second. Mavs short-handed, but only down 2. Time for the Fresh Performance, brought to you by Downey Unstoppables. How about Kleba being unstoppable?
Oh, Maxi Kleba from the same hometown as Dirk Nowitzki, knocking down a three. He was looking inside to try to get it to P.J. Washington. Randall just stepped off him. He's been really aggressive driving the ball. He's a stronger right-hand driver.
By as many as 8, Minnesota by 6. Kyrie Irving without Luka Doncic, a lot of responsibility. 8 points. As our halftime presented by Hyundai coming up with Malika and the crew. 2 quarters complete here in Dallas, Texas. Minnesota up by 2. NBA Wednesday presented by State Farm. Halftime in Dallas, Texas. Mavericks trailing the Timberwolves 55-53. A Dallas team missing 6 rotation players, including 3 starters. They shoot 2 for 12 from 3-point range, and they're only down by 2. I get everyone with Jay Billis, Mike Green on hand. We'll check in with George in a moment. So impressive there for Dallas.
Yeah, they hung in there. I mean, they were a terrific first quarter, holding Minnesota just 17 points. In the second quarter, Dallas gave up some transition. You know, P.J. Washington had a terrific half. He had 16 points in that first half for Dallas. But for Minnesota, they got to get a little more pace to the game. When they've gotten out in transition, that's when they've been really, really good.
That's part of our assist to the game, brought to you by State Farm, because more distributing from Anthony Edwards than scoring.
When Anthony Edwards is seeing double teams, and he's been doing that a lot in January, you know, he's going to draw double teams, but he's done a really good job of making good decisions. He's not forcing things. He's attacking, and then when he passes,
might have to sit a bit. 5 minutes gone by, third quarter, all even at 70. Back here in Dallas, what a lineup Saturday. Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs in Paris to play the Pacers noon on ESPN. Then an ABC tripleheader. Nuggets, Timberwolves, Celtics, Mavericks, Lakers, Warriors. Great day of NBA action coming up on Saturday. Minnesota up by 6, just over 3.5 to go. Third quarter. Both Kyrie Irving and Anthony Edwards come alive, looking to score more. Irving now with 20 points, tied for the game's lead. Edwards has 18. We head to the fourth, Minnesota by 4. The lead is up to 12. Minnesota up a dozen. 2.5 gone by. Been struggling from downtown, but a big bucket here early in the fourth.
The NBA on ESPN is presented all season long by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
you can't go for that shot fake. Just present, but you cannot leave the floor when Cleveland's got the ball. Just opened it up. He was probably the one that wasn't a 50-50 ball. That was 75%. For Dallas.
Big play from the veteran. Beautiful pass from Randall. A 6-point lead for Minnesota. The 14th turnover for Dallas. How is that not a foul?
That is a foul.
Rebound Washington. Back out to Grimes. Grimes on the drive, kicks it out. Irving, 3-pointer. Bang! Kyrie Irving from downtown.
He might have been out of bounds.
I think they're going to look if it's a 3 or a 2. An inbound. Irving puts up the 3-pointer and knocks it down. And that'll finish it. A 1-point win for Minnesota. Irving finishes with 36, but Chris Finch and the T-Wolves win for the second time this season here in Dallas. Final score 115-114 for Jay Billis, George Sedano, and our wonderful crew. Mike Breen saying so long from Dallas. Let's send you to Sacramento. Warriors and Kings.